To quick rig a character, Windows, Animation Editor, Quick Rig. This character is one piece. If it had a hat on, take two. This character is one piece, so nothing to select, take three. This character is one piece, going to do as quick as possible, take four. This character's mesh is selected. Clicking on the plus sign to add a new character to the scene. And there's the characterization of this character. To connect it, instead of doing step by step, one click, clicking Auto Rig. With one click, everything's done in one swoop. See the other video for manual rigging. And your character is ready to animate. To adjust the skin weights, take two. With the human IK open, if you quick rigged, if you didn't quick rig, then you can ignore this step. For source, going back to stance. If your bones look very big, that could be adjusted under Windows, Setting Preferences, going to Kinematics, Joint Size, scaling it smaller. Click on Save. I'm going to switch from stance to none. Take two. If I jump back to the control rig, character would jump back into position. If I jump back to stance, or none, there's the character in position. And back to stance, there's the character standing. I'm about to do a skin cluster weights. Take two. I'm about to paint skin cluster weights, so take two. Having the character bent a bit, like this, to see where the deformations have to be corrected. When I'm lifting this arm, it's pretty, take two. Even though it's pretty well, you might notice there's some secondary deformation that's happening around here as the skin moves. And that is something you might want to investigate. So bend your character. Take two. I could select the arm this way or this way. And now to paint skin cluster weights, going back to none instead of stance. This way the controllers aren't interfering. Right click on the object, go to Paint, Skin Cluster Paint Weights. If there are multiple skins on the same object, there'll be a list of which skins to apply. You might have multiple skins on an object if you skin other objects onto your main skeleton a little later on. Or if the body parts are separate and you decide to put different skin weights on each one to attach to the skeleton, that also will add to the list of skin cluster paint weights. That's not a bad way to build a model. Take two. That might be a very economic way to build a model because this way the skin weights on the hand do not interfere with the skin weights on the main torso. Here, since it's one object, there's only one, take two. Since there is only one object that was attached to the skeleton, there's only one skin cluster weight. The heat map shows which bone, take two. The heat map shows with whatever bone is selected, the fall off. White being 100% connected to the bone. Alexa, off! Gray being the fall off color, black meaning no influence. To see which bone is selected, double click the skin cluster weight tool, take two. Double click the skin cluster paint weight tool, and the palette shows up. This shows that the character's hip is selected. As you move on down the hierarchy, I'm about to use the keyboard's arrow down key to go down or up the hierarchy. You could study how the paint weights are connected, take two. How the bones paint weights are connected to the mesh. The next step is to start changing the weights through painting.